Hello, Capricorns. Welcome. The moon is in Capricorn today as I record this, and I just woke up from a nap. So I would say the vibe is really to give yourself the grace of taking a nap midday. That's the vibe for you guys. Had a look at your astrology chart. So we're gonna do your chart first, and then we're gonna move to the cards. Um, I'll shuffle them till then while we talk about your astrology chart. So all these transits, all the important events that have happened so far, that are happening in this month, they're all happening in your fourth house. And I've had like the longest transits in fourth house in the last 2 years. So for you, having the eclipse, experiencing the eclipse there, and just going through that sense of death and rebirth in the fourth house, I can only I can understand. Actually, I can understand the depth and the kind of like the pain that what has been trying to come in, but I've been just holding it back. So maybe you guys are not accepting it fully, but it's a painful process. So the fourth house, as this eclipse happens in the fourth house in this Aries season, and right now even Jupiter is there, so it's really expanding all matters related to family, all matters related to your childhood, all matters related to your desire to have children, or if you already have or if you want to have a family, yeah, or if you have a family. But it's really about your home life more than I would say having your own family. It's more like the family you've had, right? So the fourth house is a foundation. The fourth house is the house which holds the wheel of this of the astrological zodiac wheel. So the fourth house is the foundation on which everything builds up, right? Having this experience right now, this experience of death, rebirth, and literally looking at yourself from this very fresh perspective, looking at your past, looking at all the things that you have experienced so far in your life from this lens of your inner child, from this lens of sometimes probably your family having a more compassionate outlook towards it, or maybe just being angry about it. Like both are completely valid and okay. You're really going through it, right? And it's difficult. Let's not even like try to pretend it's not okay. But at the same time, what I feel like, as you move towards the eclipse, there's gonna be probably like today when I'm recording this right now, we are having a sun conjunction in with Jupiter. So for you, this is happening in your fourth house, and so I feel like there is kind of like in this death, there's a rebirth, and there's this hope that is rebirthing. A hope you probably gave long time back. Maybe some of you even gave back hope of healing from your childhood ever completely, or having a safe family life, or even having hopes of having your own family because of the foundation or the history you've had in your own life. And this phase in your life is really allowing you to die so many deaths and then be reborn. There's a lot of chaos, perhaps. I mean, see, all the times, all these events, they can manifest externally in your life, or they can be just very internal. And I feel like for you, maybe on the external, everything might actually not be that rough. It might actually be okay. For some of you, it might be, but it's most like, even if actually anything is going wrong with right in your life right now, I wouldn't really like say go and solve this problem from your mind, because it has nothing to do with it. It's really coming to show you triggers. It's really coming to show you the root, the foundation. So it's really a good time to actually uh, s- look at everything that's conspiring in your life right now through this perspective of your past, your childhood, your family. Yeah. uh, your home also, or your relationship with your mother or your father. But as I said, is so many aspects. If you die, the pain is also kind of like loosening its grip and making space in your life in a way which probably you haven't experienced in a long time, or you, as I said, you never thought it would be possible. Now, after the eclipse, the sun moves into Taurus, and the Mercury moves into Taurus. The Mercury is already in Taurus. Um, in some time in May around, I believe, Jupiter will also move into Taurus. So it's going to be much more comfortable for you, Earth signs, obviously. But at the same time, coming out of this eclipse, it's very essential to nourish yourself. So you might, because you guys are, I know, big workaholics, you might want to land right straight away into your projects, into your work, because you felt like, oh, I've just wasted so much time. But actually, you would actually benefit a lot from a vacation, a holiday, a retreat, having some fun leisure time, having some slow pleasures of life, like just healing yourself or immersing yourself in a hobby or a passion or an art, because that's how the inner child actually heals. So the fourth house is where you see things, where you see the psychological implications of your childhood, and you kind of like, it's, you kind of like have a face to face, like you have to face everything. But your fifth house is where actually the inner child actually gets an opportunity to heal, to nourish, to restore its energy back. And so for you, I feel like the coming Taurus season will be very much about pouring into yourself, pouring into your fun, your joy. Like, how can you reclaim back the joys of your inner child? How can you reclaim back having fun in your life? How can you reclaim back having leisure in your life without that need to be productive, without that pressure to be productive, and to just sorry, experience it. um I forgot to talk about, but then this just reminded me that when the Mercury moves in Taurus, has moved in Taurus, and later in the month it'll go retrograde, it will really, really test your relationship with productivity. And as always, the more you resist, the more it persists. So if you're going to have this very calm attitude probably towards it, being like, I get it, I need to rest, and I really honor this phase of my life, and I'm going to enjoy, and I'm going to find my joy, the better it's going to be, the easier things are going to flow. Now, if you're going to be like on the other side, being more resistant to it, it's going to be harder. And there would likely be resistance, earth sign. I get it. I totally get it. I have a fifth house Capricorn. Like, I don't really know what fun is, what chilling is really like. Uh, but I feel like for you, with Mercury going to in Taurus, and then Mercury going retrograde in Taurus later that month, you would be, yes, tested. But I think like also this is about expressing yourself for the sake of expressing, not for work, not for any benefit attached, but just because you, it's a part of the healing process of your inner child, because you want to reclaim those lost fragments. And how do you reclaim? You play. And I feel like Mercury being in Taurus will really allow you this time to have that foundation, that reliability to go out there and express yourself, or express your feelings, or express your creativity, uh, in that safety net, which the Taurus, as a fellow earth signs, really gives to you, can really provide for you at this time. It's like the Taurus season can really be that warm blanket for you guys, which in the Aries season you might have been feeling too much of fire, and like when the Taurus season comes, it's kind of like you can cocoon, and you can just like actually the feeling I had when I took a nap and I just woke up and I was like, wow, I feel so safe. I literally cuddled with a teddy and I just not look, this feels so safe and so nice. I had a really I couldn't sleep much last night, so I was like, I feel so good now. I think that's kind of like your feeling right now. I hope you have something to snuggle with, maybe your pet, maybe someone you love, or maybe just a teddy bear. I've brought out my teddy bears from my childhood, as I've been deep into inner child reclamation, and it's been the best thing actually, because it feels so safe and sweet. So let's move on to your cards. I love how the energy shifts. Like this reading is gonna be long because I'm just speaking so slowly and measured. Because you guys, obviously. Let's see, what do we have for you? Do I have another deck? Okay, can't see it. We'll just do the tarot. I also have this card on the table, and I think I was really ignoring it because I thought that it's for me. I pulled it out for myself today, but of course, if it's here, I think it's for you. Get out of the cave, share your voice, persecution, expression, fifth house, Mercury and Taurus vibe. Got it, right? Share your voice. For just so an example I'll give you, I was really triggered by a few things back in December. Okay, it was like really triggering and heartbreaking. And while I did my healing practices and everything, I needed something to just, cope with that energy. And so I just started doing random vlogs on YouTube. You would still find them. And I think YouTube is this place for me. Okay, it's really fun, play, no pressure, where I just hop on and express my heart out whenever I feel like. Okay, where I can just like not worry about the timeline and just contemplate, and it feels so freeing and so beautiful. I feel that's kind of like your vibe right now. Can you find a space, and literally doesn't have to be online, it can be offline, it can be a community, it can be people, friends, family, anything, where you can just express yourself and pour your heart out and just contemplate, or just be where your expression is really like safe. Let's see, what do we have for Capricorns for this season? Okay. This popped out really loudly. All the cards are face downside. I think next time I might actually do card readings, like just show you the cards. But this just jumped out. The moon, the full moons, the new moons, the past few weeks have really impacted you. And I feel like this eclipse will also impact you. I feel like this might be moon card, but I feel like an eclipse card as well. And which is why when we were recording the astrology, you could hear a lot of noise in the background. And I could have waited, but I just felt like I just want to go. But I feel like there's a lot of chaos happening on the outside the room. But you get to be here in your safety net. When I was going through my inner child healing, this was like the safest space ever. And I feel my most creative and my most spiritual here, which is why I do my videos. I really prefer to do them here. So, in spite of the chaos outside, I think the challenge for you this month is going to be how can you create that safety within? The rest, I feel like you guys are really quiet right now. It's like you're keeping all the cards to yourself. Maybe there's a choice to be made. Maybe you are right now really torn out between two options and really thinking which one is really for me. And you want to be fair. I feel like you're really being very trying to be fair and justified. But I also feel like you're also trying to be very logical about it. You're trying to have strong reasons around it, and I cannot blame you for it. You are an earth sign. But at the same time, no. When it comes to the matters of heart, we can't really put so much of logic there, can we? Yeah? Now, this is you, and this is also you. Like, I thought it's probably someone else, but I think it's also you. Now, you are safe, secure, solid, reliable, earth. And when you have to make a choice, obviously that's the parameter which you have to make a choice. Your reasoning, your logic. We get it. Makes sense, all the sense in the world, okay? When you're gonna write it down on the paper. Well, if it does, then why are you stressing? You are really stressing out right now, okay? You are like really stressing out. And the moon is like just not helping it. And I feel the reason why you're stressing out is because there is resistance. There is resistance to go within. There is resistance to be seen. There is resistance to be who you really are, and to be seen and to be heard and to be accepted, and most importantly, to be loved. Just the way you are and right wherever you are. There can be tendency to look for safety, right? And there's nothing wrong. We all have our different requirements, needs, and they're all valid. At the same time, making sure that this is something that I can provide to myself right now, but I'm really avoiding it. This is the time to go within. Obviously, we've talked about it through the astrology reading. But what happens when you go within is that it gets super uncomfortable. And then you want to kind of like latch on to that safety, that old familiar safety, okay? Which is why this time period is really showing you your patterns, really showing you your past, your childhood, or even say your current family scenario, to show you where it's all coming from, what are the roots. As I said earlier, nothing that's happening on the outside, it might seem very chaotic right now, but nothing that seems on the outside is actually the truth of the matter. It's all kind of like directing you inwards. So what's actually happening is not the drama, the chaos, the sound outside. What's happening is inside, right? And when you come inside, there can be a lot of silence and quietness, and can feel like a little uncomfortable. Okay? But you have to, okay, you guys are really hard to read right now, can I say? It's like you guys don't want to be read by anybody. You guys have, I can feel the resistance. It's super high, it's super hard. You don't want to be seen, heard, read. You don't even want to be read right now, actually. Um, I, I don't know if there's actually going to be much views on this reading. Who knows? Maybe the chaos might bring you out. Uh, because there is like really a strong resistance to see yourself. Because when you get read or be seen or be heard, and I'm asking you to express yourself in the Taurus season, wow, you can just be like, it's too much. Okay? It's too much. Now, the Mars is in Cancer. Wait, let me think. Aries, Taurus, okay, 5th, 6th, 7th house. Okay, so actually, this is not the time actually to get much done. If you're trying to like be productive, it's really gonna be in vain. Don't even like try it. The focus of your life is on your relationships. The focus is on your life in your past, in your family, your child, your home life. The focus is nowhere close to work. Like, it's not happening right now. And don't be bummed about it. We'll have the time, okay? But right now, the thing is that Mars is in your 7th house, and it's like channeling all that motivation into that sector. So there is a lot that you feel really, you can either feel very motivated or you can feel very destructive or aggressive about relationships right now. So it's really up to you how you're going to channel that energy, right? But even though we started the reading on by talking about the being so logical and reasonable and trying to make the right choice, you have the High Priestess. Just look at her. Now, she doesn't use her mind. She uses her heart. She doesn't use, she's like super intuitive. She's like the moon queen, okay? The moon is at her feet. So she's like really in tune with her inner compass, her inner knowing, her inner truth, which may or may not be logical. I wouldn't suggest you to call out somebody right now, to lash out at anybody right now, or to have a difficult conversation right now. I don't think you're in a space. You might have the urge, but I don't think you are in a space to, like, let's just say you can be a little cold and too tough for someone, right? Because let's just be honest, you guys work really hard for your foundations. You guys work really, really hard in your life. And to have a moment where your foundation is being questioned, it can just be very ruthless. It can just be like, what the heck? Like, I didn't work all of this for this. But there is a heartbreak, and the heart needs the healing. The heart needs the tending. You are like heartbroken. Is it you? Is it your child in a childhood? I don't know, but there is someone whose heart is so broken and you're so much in pain. I can just feel it, which is why there is resistance. Probably it's showing in your relationships. So okay, makes sense. So all this logical reasoning that you're applying in your relationships probably right now, as I said, the Mars can either channel a lot of passion, it can channel a lot of care, nurturing, or it can channel a lot of aggression, destruction, war, chaos, a lot of tears, right? So please avoid that to happen, and know that it's probably nobody outside of you right now. Everybody is showing you a mirror right now, a mirror to go and really get back to this part of you who is so carefree, who is so sweet and enchanted by life. But because of this thing, it's so difficult. It could also be uh, being struck 3 times, maybe. It just feels so much pain. Like it's like the most ruthless card in tarot, I feel. It's just oh, but then you want to be this in love, okay? You want to be this in love. And when I ask you to go and nourish and nurture your inner child, especially when the sun moves into Taurus, when the Taurus season begins, like please do play out in the sun. Just have some fun. That rhymed. See, silly. Be silly. Be like, how can you, even in the most difficult time of your life, you can call in very, very small moments of joy, in laughter, in relief, in ease. Please invite that into your life right now, because I can just see a lot of resistance into your life. I can see a lot of resistance to embrace uh to embrace something that's coming to you, something that is here. Maybe someone is here actually. Maybe there is an invite. But maybe there's also a lot of resistance on your side. And I get it. When you have your heart broken, and you have like really 2 choices. You can either go to a place where you just completely shut yourself down and you build a lot of walls, which is what we as humans have always done. Or you can go and be like, let this be an opportunity to blast my heart fully open and show me what you've got. Show me what you've got. Like, come on, show me. I feel like the latter would really support you more than the first option. Yeah, we began the reading by knowing that there are 2 options. Maybe the 2 options are not outside. Maybe you don't have to choose between 2 ways, 2 people, 2 things. Maybe you have to choose between these 2 options. Are you going to let your heart be closed? Are you going to make choices from your mind? Are you going to let your heart be fully open because you have experienced the pain? Are you going to let your feminine lead? Because you are in so much fear. But is there actually anything a lot to be afraid about? Are you really going to get drowned? Are these words really directing at you? Because what lies on the other side is this. You have to see this to believe. Okay, so this was the bottom of the deck, and this is what it is beneath this card. What you want, what we all want. And I think like what specifically during these transits in your 4th house, it's becoming more and more clear that I want this. But you're so afraid. I definitely feel there is an energy of 3, maybe including you. But on the other side of the deck, when I picked up, I saw this, the Temperance. Okay, so really like making choices from a higher perspective, alchemy, alchemizing your pain into love. I really hope that supports you. I really hope that brings you what you needed. Let me know down below if it did. And I'm sending you so much love. So much love, actually. And I just want to let you know that if you are interested in one-on-one sessions, be it tarot, astrology, or human design, or healing, I have an expression session as well, actually. So any of that, the links are down below. Or if you are interested in a whole library of resources to do your mindset work, your embodiment work, to dig into spiritual tools, practices, then you should definitely check out my library called Jewel, my membership. It's a monthly plan and you can cancel anytime. So give it a shot if you are interested into these tools and resources to support yourself, your self-development, your self-healing. And take care, and I love you so much.